Good morning, afternoon, and evening, Vols fans. It is going to be a fun episode for us today. We're going to be talking a lot about betting worlds, Heisman, Blitnikoff, the awards that the Tennessee Volunteers won this past weekend against Mississippi State. We're also going to be talking about the AP Top 25 and some of the teams in the SEC and what we think of those teams, and also, obviously, what we think of the Tennessee Volunteers and their position in the AP Top 25. As always, I'm Josh Andrews. You're listening to Big Orange Turf Talk. Remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a like on this video if you really have enjoyed the content. It does help me bring you more content weekly on the Tennessee Vols. Let's hop straight into the episode. We've got a whole lot to cover in today's episode. Let's get right into it. First off, the 4 key takeaways for today's episode. First and foremost, the defensive awards that were given out this past weekend for the performance that we had on the road in Mississippi. We're also going to be talking about some fun things with the offense. We have 2 specific people that are in line for awards possibly down the road if they keep up the progress for the rest of the season. The Heisman race obviously is one of those 2 things. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about the AP poll, where Tennessee stands in the AP poll, and then also a little bit about some of the SEC teams that are in the top 25 that may not need to be so high ranked, and then some teams that aren't in the top 25 that probably should be in the top. First, though, we're going to start with the defensive side of the ball from this weekend and the awards that were given out to some of the. All right, on the defensive side, we had a really good game this past weekend when it came to everything but our rushing defense. With that said, the biggest performances we had of the weekend were absolutely our pass rush. We had Mississippi State's quarterback on the ground 5 times during the game and multiple tackle for losses. But we do have 3 volunteers to shout out. Arian Carter, first off, he got the SEC Defensive Player of the Week. Big shout out to him. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he had 17 tackles, 6 of those being solo in this past Saturday's game. I mean, was all over the field. When we needed him the most, he stood up and really showed his veteran status and the leadership that he has with this team to step up in really crucial situations and make plays when they are needed. Also, Tyree West, he got co-defender of the week for the SEC, which phenomenal performance. I mean, I know you guys saw him pretty much decapitate the quarterback from Mississippi State this past weekend, but he had a 2-sack game, was in the backfield the entire game, it seemed like, always putting pressure on the quarterback. So Tyree West, massive game this past weekend. And then lastly, Joshua Joseph, he got the Senior Bowl Defensive Player of the Week. He had another fantastic game with the scoop and score. He also had some solo tackles, some big rushes off the edge. I know, was it the first play of the game? Or no, it was the first 3rd down of the game. Josh Joseph's, I mean, did y'all see it the way I saw it? Because he lifted a 330-pound man off of his feet and just threw him like a rag doll. Wild, if you ask me. But Joshua Joseph's had a wonderful game. And then another mention, Boo Carter. He actually had the highest coverage rating in the country this past Saturday against Mississippi State. His coverage rating was a 96.2% coverage rating. That's phenomenal. Boo Carter had a really good game, a really nice open field tackle in the backfield for one of the plays that caused a big loss for Mississippi State, which helped us. The whole game, the defensive line and our linebackers really were solid when it came to pass rush. Still got to work on the rush defense, but we'll get that figured out in the bye week, and we'll push it forward to the Arkansas game next weekend. Next, though, is the offensive awards. We do have quite a bit to talk about. We'll go straight into that. We have DraftKings pulled up. That is the sportsbook of my choice. DraftKings currently has Joey Aguilar as a plus 2,000 odds to win the Heisman. To me, I think that's a little low. I don't see why he's not higher up on that list. I believe, and let me pull it up. Dante Moore, and this is from DraftKings, so every sports book is different, but Dante Moore is a plus 750 to win it at Oregon. Behind him is Ty Simpson in Alabama, Jeremiah Smith at Ohio State behind him, and then Carson Beck and Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. That solidifies your top 5 currently for the Heisman, at least on DraftKings and according to their betting odds. You have Joey Aguilar all the way down at number 10 at plus 2,000 odds. I see two, three, four, I would say four people that he beats out, not only in his leadership and being a Heisman contender, but also his stats. His stats speak for themselves. Joey Aguilar's stats this season, he is number 6 in the nation in passing. He's got 102 completions on 157 attempts, 65% completion rate, 1,459 yards. I almost looked at the wrong one there, with 9.3 yard average and a 73 longest pass. He's also got 13 touchdowns with 5 interceptions. To me, those stats are great. And I know everybody in the country is going to say, well, 5 interceptions in 5 games. He's averaging an interception a game. Yeah, he is. However, I can personally say 3 of those were not on Joey. Sometimes in the game, things happen, and it's not on the quarterback, and it sucks because it is going to be an interception on the stat sheet. But if you really watch those games, Joey was putting some of those passes on the money, and it was just tipped in the air. It was just not caught. That's not on Joey, in my opinion. And those 5 interceptions, I personally don't think should hinder him from being higher up in that Heisman watch list. I mean, literally, out of all of the people that are on the Heisman watch list, I'm looking at it right now, and I don't see a single quarterback that has better stats than Joey in the nation that is higher than him on the passing stats for this year so far. He literally is the top out of all those players. So number 6 in the nation, he's having a phenomenal year. I think that he's going to get more hype and more talk as the season goes. If we continue to win, he'll get more hype, and we'll see where it goes from there. But you guys know how the media can be with Tennessee sometimes. We'll see. But to me, Joey Aguilar is really stepping his game up when it's needed, and he's showing his leadership skills, which to me is MVP status. Anytime that you can take a team and elevate them that much more, to me, that's what a Heisman's all about. And I think that Joey has all of that. I think the only other quarterback, me personally, that has that same mentality, that same leadership, that same go-getter is Diego Pavia in Vanderbilt. I really think that he's actually a pretty good candidate for the Heisman right now. Outside of that, we do have some fun news from, I think it just came out today or maybe yesterday, but the Bolitnikoff Award. Chris Brazzell. He is currently number 5 on the list. He is tied with Mario Craver at Texas A&M at plus 750 at DraftKings for the Bolitnikoff Award, which is the award for the nation's best wide receiver, which hands down Chris Brazzell, there's no way around it. He's a beast. He's a baller. I don't know how he's not the front runner. And the reason I say that I don't know how he's not the front runner, I'm looking at it right now. There is one wide receiver in the country that has more yards than him, but less touchdowns. And that's Makai Lemon from USC. Chris Brazzell is number 2 in the nation in receiving with 31 receptions, 531 yards, averaging 17 yards a completion with a 72-yard long and 7 touchdowns, which I believe is tied at leading the nation in receiving touchdowns. I think the only other player is Jordan Tyson at ASU. He's also got 7 touchdowns on the season. So Chris Brazzell, I think, should definitely continue to stay in the talks for the Bolitnikoff Award. And honestly, the people he has above him is Mario Craver, Jordan Tyson, Makai Lemon, and Jeremiah Smith. Lemon is above him on the stat sheet as well, so I totally get that. But if Chris Brazzell isn't in the top 2 on the Bolitnikoff Award, something's wrong. This man deserves to have higher up. So truthfully, if you're a betting man, I would almost put some money on Chris Brazzell with the way Tennessee's going this year and the way that Joey Aguilar's slinging that ball. Chris Brazzell's going to do nothing but continue to elevate and continue to get better as the season goes. That's really not a bad bet at plus 750. That's the offensive award side. I really like seeing what I'm seeing. This reminds me of the 2022 season when we had Hendon Hooker in the talks for the Heisman. We had Jalen Hyatt in the talks for the Bolitnikoff, who ended up winning it. We've got that same duo, just different names. And this year we have that better defense. So to me, that just speaks volumes about where Tennessee's at this year and where they can go this year and the rest of this season. We're halfway through it. We've got a lot more football to play, but they're both looking really, really good. We're going to move into the AP Top 25 and talk more about all of the craziness and madness of the Top 25, because I'm telling you right now, there are some people in the Top 25 that I don't even know if they should be there. The AP Top 25. I had a way to describe it. What a mess. What an absolute mess. I seriously think that these people that vote for the AP, they took those preseason rankings that they use, and they're so scared to drop people because it makes their preseason hype look so bad in a sense that they literally won't punish teams for losing bad games. For instance, looking at it right here, you've got starting with one. You've got Ohio State, Oregon, Miami, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma. I like it. That honestly, that's not a bad AP start. Ohio State, great. Oregon, good win against Penn State. They deserve to be there for now. We'll see. Miami, great resume so far. Good wins. Ole Miss, great wins. LSU, they beat them. Is LSU really all that they were hyped up to be, or are they overrated? Talk about that, but Ole Miss, for what it is, they beat a top 4 team. They deserve to be pushed up in the AP poll, so I agree. The top 5 is total. Oklahoma, that's going to be a really good game. We're actually going to talk about that more here in a minute. 6 through 10, Penn State. That's the one that I see. And Texas, that I just don't know why they're even there. Like, Penn State, who have you beat? No one. Yeah, you had a good game against Oregon. Not going to say nothing about it. But you still lost that game. You haven't played anybody else that was of importance. 7, I would personally have them out of the top 10. I'm not saying they need to be out of the top 25, but out of the top 10. Like, I'm talking like on the cusp of out of the playoff. Just because they haven't proven themselves yet. Same thing with Texas. What have they done to prove themselves? Yes, Texas's defense, and that's going to be the argument. A lot of people are saying, well, Texas's defense, they'll keep them in all the games. They'll keep them here. They'll keep them there. Guys, I get it. Tennessee or Texas, their defense is good, and their defense can win them some games. They still have to have some sort of offensive, like, rhythm. They have no rhythm. They don't even, like, play with urgency. It's like, just rely on the defense and we'll hopefully get out of it. That's how they lost the first game of the season. It didn't work for them. I just don't see Texas as number 9. I don't even know if they should be in the top 12, to be honest, because they really have nothing for a resume. And even the teams that they have played, they really haven't played them very well, and they should be blowing these teams out left and right. 11 through 15, you've got Texas Tech, Georgia, LSU, Iowa State, and then us, Tennessee at 15. I'm pretty good with that. Georgia dropping to Alabama, dropping them to 12. That's good. Alabama moving to 10. I think that's fair. You obviously can't drop Georgia lower than us right now, because we lost to them. I think that's actually a really fair assumption for Georgia and Alabama. LSU dropping all the way to 13. I don't know, man. LSU just doesn't seem to be what we thought they were going to be in slightest. They're all over the place. I just don't know what to say about LSU. It's one of those things where it's like they keep going down the road they're going down. They're going to lose a lot of games. And potentially find themselves out of the top 25, which would be one of the biggest busts of the season, hands down. Iowa State at 14, I'm good with that. Tennessee at 15, we'll get back to us. 16 through 20, big one. Vanderbilt at 16. What a wild year it is when you say that Vanderbilt is about to break the top 15 in the nation and possibly already be in the playoff talk. What a wild thing to say. they will definitely have their test this Saturday against Alabama. And honestly, if they beat Alabama, um, you may find a world where Vanderbilt jumps Tennessee after the bye week and might find themselves in the top 12 and really in playoff contention. Like if they beat Alabama, I'm scared. I'm going to be worried as a Tennessee fan. But Vanderbilt playing really good this year. And truthfully, I'll be rooting for them this Saturday playing Alabama. I'll always root for Vanderbilt unless they're playing Tennessee. I live right on the outskirts of Nashville. So, yeah, I definitely am going to be rooting for Vanderbilt this weekend. The rest of the top 25, I'm not too worried about. Notre Dame, 21. We all know how that's going. I don't expect him to be in the top 25 by the end of the year. But overall, I'm happy with where Tennessee stands. Some of the SEC teams, especially Texas, I don't really know why they're as high as they are. The rest of them look pretty good. I think Ole Miss is really a sneaky good team. But for Tennessee specifically, Oklahoma, that game is going to be a wild game. Like that game is going to be fun, especially if Oklahoma stays in the top 5 and Tennessee can win out all the way to Oklahoma and maybe push up a couple more spots in the rankings. Like that's gonna be host to a massive game day situation. But that's gonna be the AP poll, guys. And like I said, AP poll's the AP poll. It doesn't really matter. When the college football playoff poll comes out, that's when it gets serious. That's when we start talking about what's gonna happen this season. But overall, not terrible, but definitely a few teams that just shouldn't be there SEC wise. Yeah, I mean, happy with Tennessee. We just got to keep winning. That's the old saying, just keep winning your games and it'll all flush itself out. But outside of that, guys, real quick update just on the team as a whole, health-wise, injury-wise. Not a whole lot of news on the injury front. It does look like we're going to 100% be seeing McCoy back for the Arkansas game. Sanders is obviously healthy. He will be back for the Arkansas game. And we should have multiple more back. I'm a little bit concerned at the safeties position. Our secondary as a whole, even though we're getting McCoy back, they're taking a lot of snaps a game. They're really getting tested. So hopefully they can hang in there. Hopefully we can get some more bodies healthy. And hopefully we can have some of these younger guys step up and really show themselves in practice over the next few weeks and say, hey, I've earned some snaps out there on the field to give these starters a break, because that's a big part of the game. So hopefully the injury stuff will work itself out and we'll get back to good and full health come the Arkansas game. But as always, guys, it's the bye week. Remember, just relax out there. Have some fun. Bye week is on us. It's going to be a slow week, but it's okay. A lot of good football still there to be watched, specifically the Vanderbilt-Alabama game. That's the one I'm going to be eyeballing all Saturday long. As always, guys, thank you for tuning into this episode today. I cannot believe that we're halfway through the season. It's blowing my mind, but we're here. We've still got a lot of football to be played. Remember, if you're really enjoying the content that we're pushing out here for you, just hit that subscribe button, like the video. It does help me. Seriously, guys, I really appreciate the support that you guys have given me so far. I appreciate the ongoing support that you're going to continue to give me. As always, remember, I am Josh Andrews. You're listening to the Big Orange Turf Talk. Have a wonderful day and go Vols.